In the annals of history, there have been tales of kings and their unique dependencies, but none have been quite as intriguing as the story of a king who knew no fear and suffered no ailment. The enigma surrounding his well-being baffled many, until the big revelation. It was discovered that the king's very life was tethered to the existence of a parrot confined within a cage. This avian guardian held the king's fate in its talons, and for the moment its neck was twisted, the monarch would draw his final breath. Curiously, this age-old fable finds resonance in the corridors of power in Canada today. However, in this modern tale, it is not a parrot, but the Indian student diaspora that serves as the linchpin of a valuable treasure. The Canadian government, much like the king of yore, is dependent on this vibrant community for a multitude of reasons. In recent times, a subtle but noticeable shift has emerged in this narrative. The Indian student diaspora, a cherished asset for Canada, is now contemplating a significant decision: the possibility of moving out of Canada. This shift in sentiment arises from the evolving approach of the current administration, which has left many pondering their future in a land they once viewed as a welcoming haven. So welcome on board as we delve deeper into the dynamics at play, exploring the factors driving this sentiment shift and the potential ramifications for both Canada and the Indian student diaspora. In recent times, concerns have been growing within the Indian student community in Canada, leading them to explore alternative study destinations. The primary worries stem from delays in obtaining student visas and the looming possibility of caps on Indian student numbers in Canada in near future. As a result, many Indian students are now considering alternative countries for their education, with Australia, the UK and the US emerging as top contenders. As per the report of India Today, Bhanu Pratap, a resident of Dera Bassi, Mohali, candidly shared his perspective stating, "I don't want to go to Canada. I have no intention to settle there now, as those who are already there are facing difficulties in getting work. I want to go to the US for studies." Lakshmi Sharma, a student hailing from Ludhiana, echoed similar sentiments regarding Canada. She expressed her concerns, saying, "I am thinking about moving to Australia, but my dream is to go to London. I don't want to go to Canada as there is no difference between Punjab and Canada." The India-Canada diplomatic tensions have impacted the minds of Indian students. Some want to go to the UK, and Canada plans are being cancelled. The repercussions of diplomatic tensions between India and Canada are not lost on the Indian student community. Even though immigration agents may not openly acknowledge it, but many students are now apprehensive about their future. Patiala-based singer Punjab Singh Cheema voiced this sentiment to India Today, noting that the diplomatic tensions were likely to have a negative impact on the Indian students. He remarked, "The diplomatic tensions between India and Canada will definitely have an impact. Students will definitely move on to other countries like Australia, UK or US. Manpreet Singh, another student from Patiala, emphasized that he had chosen Australia over Canada precisely because of the growing tensions. These voices from Punjab itself underscore the palpable shift in sentiment among Indian students. The allure of Canada, once a prominent choice for higher education amongst Indians, especially Punjabi students, is now being overshadowed by concerns about visa delays and potential caps on student numbers. As students begin to reconsider their academic journeys and opt for alternative destinations, the landscape of international education is undergoing a transformation. The decisions made by these students could shape their futures and the relationships between nations. In this shifting paradigm, Australia, the UK and the US have emerged as beacons of opportunity, drawing the aspirations of Indian students seeking quality education and a stable future. In the year 2022, the substantial contributions made by the Indian students to the Canadian economy amounted to an impressive figure of approximately $10.2 billion. This infusion of financial support goes beyond mere numbers, as it also translates into the sustenance of over 170,000 jobs across Canada. International students, particularly from India, play a pivotal role in bolstering the Canadian economy through various means, including their significant contributions to tuition revenues for Canadian universities and colleges. However, the winds of change are beginning to blow and the implications are profound. As Indian students explore alternative study destinations due to mounting concerns, Canada stands to face a staggering potential loss of revenue estimated at around $10 to $15 billion annually. Yet, the story doesn't end here. The Canadian administration, under the leadership of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, has played a crucial role in precipitating this paradigm shift. It is worth noting that Canadian authorities recently uncovered a substantial network of illegal immigrants who are actually students residing within the nation, utilizing fraudulent documents due to a lack of proper documents available. While the decision to deport these illegal immigrants is a commendable step, the time it took for Canadian authorities to address this issue raises questions about their priorities and efficiency. This delay in taking corrective measures is emblematic of a broader issue plaguing the Canadian administration. Once steadfast in its approach to antagonize India, the Trudeau government now finds itself in a precarious position. As a result, it has been compelled to seek diplomatic discussions, even if discreetly. The consequences of these developments extend beyond mere diplomatic overtures. India has in effect initiated an unofficial boycott of Canada both diplomatically and economically. The potential exodus of the Indian diaspora, especially students, threatens to push Canada to a point of no return. The symbiotic relationship between Indian students and Canada has been a cornerstone of both nations' interests. However, the current state of affairs has cast a shadow of uncertainty over this relationship. While Canada re-evaluates its priorities and diplomacy, Indian students are actively exploring opportunities in alternative study destinations, considering countries like Australia, the UK, and US. The fate of the Canadian economy and its relationship with India now hang in the balance, with the decisions of Indian students playing a pivotal role in shaping the future dynamics of international education and diplomacy.